never waste a good crisis. And when it comes to the economic crisis, don't waste it when it can have a very positive impact.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste.
The way we're going to win over the long term is not just militarily. We've got to win over hearts and minds. And what that means is we've got to invest in countries that have no educational infrastructure and have no means for young people to get ahead. We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
Stay tuned for Politics and Religion.
Look, there are two things I don't discuss: politics and religion.
In my house, we don't talk about politics and we don't talk about religion.
I'll talk to you about anything except politics and religion.
I never talk about politics and religion.
Politics determines how we'll live here on Earth. Religion determines how we'll live forever. I'm Irvin Baxter. I think it's time we talk about it. Well, the Global Warming Conference was billed as the most important conference in the history of the world. Today we are interrupting normal programming to bring you an eyewitness report from Copenhagen. Ann McElhinney is our special guest for our first half hour, followed by our normal open line during the second half hour. Ann McElhinney is the director and producer of Not Evil, Just Wrong. And we're so happy to welcome to Politics and Religion today from Copenhagen. Hello, Ann.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, we're doing just fine here, other than shivering.
Well, me too. You know, it's quite funny. We're here at the Global Warming Festival, and it's freezing all over Europe. There's snow all over Europe. Snow greeted President Obama this morning, so it's kind of ironic.
Well, sometimes I think God just has a few laughs up there as he looks down at people trying to tamper with his weather.
Exactly. God works in mysterious ways, but I think God's having the last laugh on this one.
Well, let's talk about Copenhagen. You've been there for the entire conference. Tell our audience real quickly what the goals of Copenhagen actually were.
That's a good question. I think it's pretty apparent that the goal of Copenhagen was a new world order. I was listening to your intro there, and President Barack Obama, one of the voices in that intro, talking about the need for a new world order. Well, not in my world, actually, and I don't think that people in the United States of America are particularly interested in a new world order for them. But I think an awful lot of this, at the very back of all of this, and when we have been here, as I said, for the whole of this conference, I've talked to lots of delegates, I've talked to lots of the NGOs, of the activists. What they want is a redistribution of wealth. They want to take lots and lots of money, particularly from America, and give it to poor countries without conditions. And the second thing that they want to do, and they really smack their lips at this one, and certainly is on the lips of many of the people who are here, is to just punish America for being America.
Okay, now, Ann, are you saying that this is really not about global warming at all, that this is really an attempt to, through the back door, install the Marxist dream of a new world order, meaning a worldwide Marxist world government?
Yeah, no, it's very clear. I mean, you have people like the former Prime Minister of Great Britain, Tony Blair, saying in a statement this week that, it didn't really matter what the science said. It's a good idea anyway to reorganize the way things are done. And there's a lot of people using that kind of rhetoric, using that kind of logic about what's going on here. It doesn't really matter so much about the temperature. What really matters is that we need a new world order. We need to organize things in a better way. There are all these poor countries, and there are these rich countries, and the rich countries need to pay reparations and need to apologize for being so successful. and they need to pay. And it's very clear. I mean, we had on Monday of this week, we're Friday now, on Monday of this week, we had the developing countries walking out of the talks because of the fact that the numbers that were being talked about, the money that was being talked about giving the money that they were going to give to the developing countries wasn't enough, and that they were putting conditions on them. And the developing countries were saying, oh no, don't put conditions on them. So you've got a situation, I mean, if I wasn't here watching this, I don't know, it's kind of, I almost feel like I'm in a movie and someone's going to wake me up and say this is complete nonsense. You know, Robert Mugabe is here. People are sitting down with the likes of Robert Mugabe, and Hugo Chavez is here, you know, and who he got enormous applause, huge applause when he spoke extremely critically and horribly about the United States of America, you know, and he got a great rounding applause for that. You know, there is a complete madness here. You know, the likes of Mugabe, the likes of Hugo Chavez here talking with countries that actually do follow the route.